Welcome back to Witch Wednesdays and Vlogtober day 22. Today's video is going to be all about divination. So I'm going to go over some various divination methods for Samhain. There are so many different energies associated with this holiday and so many different things that you can do, but divination is a big one. It is a great time to tap into your intuition, to ask for ancestor or spirit guidance, to get your questions answered, or to make plans for the upcoming year. And today's video is in collaboration with Amy over at Magical Crafting, and I'm sure that you know her. In the off chance that you don't, I really hope that you go over and check out her video to see even more Samhain related divination, but specifically I hope you go over and subscribe because she is really close to hitting 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which is a huge feat for anyone, but especially in the witchcraft community. That is just amazing. She makes beautiful content, so her subscriber count reflects that, and I would love to help her get to 100,000. I think YouTube gives you a little button like plaque to hang on your wall, and I really want that for her. So if you are watching this and you somehow don't know Amy at Magical Crafting, then I hope that you head over there and check out her beautiful videos and subscribe. To give you a little introduction, here are some clips that I have pulled from her channel and just some great images so you can see what you're really getting over there.
Hello my darlings, and welcome to my Sigil Magic series. Each month I create a unique magic sigil that you can use for your own spell work. In this video, I create a sigil to promote bravery and learning. Vast Millionaire oil is commonly used in hoodoo, conjure, and folk magic traditions for attraction, drawing money, and success in business. Hello my darlings, and welcome. Let's make a spell candle themed to the zodiac sign of Scorpio. Ruled by the planet Pluto, Scorpio are known for passion and intensity.
We are both going to be chatting about tarot, but also a bunch of other divination methods that are completely different. And the way that we do tarot is also going to be completely different. So you're going to get so many different ideas to practice divination this season. So with all that said, let's hop into divination. Here we are at my Samhain altar, and I have a few different things going here. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is the crystal ball. This is incredibly hard to show on video, so I'm instead directing you to the most recent podcast episode that I did with Fortune by Caleb, and we talked all about crystal balls and specifically how to do a crystal ball reading and the way that you do it, the materials that you use, and the symbols that you could potentially be looking for and how to read those. So this is the crystal ball that I mentioned on that episode that I have. That is this black one. And that is a particular form of divination that I really enjoy during Samhain season. I prefer to use this in a dark room and hold it in my hands and gaze at that until I see some images start to come to me. And again, these are not ones that are going to be directly inside this ball. I'm not looking for things to come up in here, but it is symbolism that will flash across my mind. So it's the inner eye. But I just wanted to show that. But definitely check out that episode. I have a specific Oracle deck and tarot deck for this time of year. This is the Antique Anatomy Tarot. I did an unboxing of this if you are curious what all the cards look like inside. And this is the Halloween Oracle. Just got this one this year, and this one I have had and I pull out every time during October. I have a mini besom here. I think it's important the first time that you use brand new decks to cleanse them, and I use a besom to cleanse this little mini guide. These are available for sale right now at Home Depot, and I use this to do a sweeping motion across these in order to cleanse them. You could also cleanse by incense smoke, by candle flame, by crystals. This is my preferred method. I do not cleanse every time that I use them because they are already tuned into my energy and nobody else has handled these since the last time that I used them, so I don't feel the need to clean them each time. I spend time with these decks in order to get to know them, get to know my energy, and make sure that they are going to work for me. And that really just means keeping them on my person before I even use them, is to just carry them around. I also have this pendulum here, and again, I cleansed this when I got it, but nobody else touches it, so it is one that just has my energy, so I don't feel the need to cleanse it each time. Let's start with Oracle, because that is much more straightforward. Here's what the cards look like, and as you can see, they are pretty big, so pretty much the only shuffling option that I have is to go like this, otherwise to spread them out and shuffle them like little kids do, where you just move them around and shift the pile like that. I like to use the pendulum to pick cards. This is great for yes or no questions. So here's the pendulum. I like to stabilize my arm here, hold it like this, and lift it up a little bit. And then I always like to ask, can you show me a swing for yes? So yes is that up and down motion. And then I let it stop again. And ask, can you show me a swing for no? And then the no is that side to side. So that is generally what this pendulum does for me. That is its swings, but I like to confirm each time. There are a few ways to pull an oracle card. When I do daily pulls, I separate it into 2 piles. And then I ask the pendulum over each pile, is the card that I need for that day in that pile? And it tells me yes or no. And then when I get to the pile that is a yes, I move that to the side, separate out the cards, and do it again and figure out which card it is that I need for the day. You could also just shuffle them, stop shuffling when you feel that the right card you need for the day is on top, and then you pull that card. You can spread them all out and see which one calls to you, pull that card. So for this pool, I am going to shuffle these cards, and as I am shuffling them, I am going to think about my intention for Samhain. And I am generally asking these cards what it is that I need to know about this Samhain season. I am focusing on today's date, October 22nd, and then I am focusing through about November 2nd or 3rd, and I'm asking the oracle cards, what do I need to know? What should I be focusing on? This is about a 2-week period here we're looking at. So what is it that I need to focus on? Are there any important things that I need to know in the next 10 plus days? And I'm just giving these a quick shuffle, and then I'm going to put them in different piles. So now I put these into different piles, and I'm going to ask my pendulum here which pile. So again, I am resting my arm here and just holding the pendulum over each one and asking, is this the pile that has the card that I'm looking for? Now, if you saw that pendulum, that was like a, I don't know. It didn't really give me a complete answer there. So I'm gonna move over to the next one and see, is the card that I need in this pile? That seems like a pretty definite yes, but I'm still going to check the other ones. The card I need in this pile, that's a no. Is the card I need in this pile? That's also a definite no. So I'm gonna go back to this first one and confirm. Is the card I need in this pile? And now it's giving me a no for that one. Card I want is in this pile, so I'm simply going to move these out of the way. And this pile has exactly 10 cards, so I'm going to do 5 and 5 to split it up, just so it's easier on screen. So 2 more piles to ask my pendulum about. It gave me the yes swing for this pile. So I have the 5 cards spread here, and we're going to see which one it tells me to flip and flip it. And as you can see, it ended up being the very first card here. So let's see what we got. Ooh, forgiveness. Reducing burden. So we're going to check the book on this one because my initial thought was forgiveness. I'm a Scorpio, I don't do that. So let's see what the booklet has to say about this card. And here is the little booklet that it came with, and the cards are in alphabetical order in here. Forgiveness and reducing burden. A wrong is done, consequences you cannot deny. But to hold a grudge is to drink poison and then think that the other person will die. And I've heard that before, and I still never forgive. And it says, being a cold season festival, Halloween is the perfect time to pause and think about how things actually are in our lives and what heavy burdens we do not wish to carry through these harder, leaner times. Some of this heavy-heartedness may relate to old relationships or grievances. Some may relate to negative feelings we hold on too tightly about others, and even a lack of compassion for the mistakes we have ourselves made. It is said that it takes a big person to apologize, but in many ways it takes an even bigger person to forgive. When we hold grudges, the negative energy is incredibly toxic. It is like drinking a poison and expecting the other unforgiving person to die. Whilst we may even harbor feelings of revenge, and to be honest, that does feel good for a while, it is important that we move those feelings along to forgiveness and release as soon as possible for our own health and well-being. If you have chosen this card, think about who it is that you could be forgiving, and that includes yourself. But that card is absolutely correct in that I don't forgive myself either, so that is not something that is just related to not forgiving others. I definitely am my own worst critic as well. That is something that I am going to have to ponder, and we'll see what comes up in the next 10 days or so. Let's jump over and see what the tarot has to say and if any enlightenment comes from that reading. And here is the Antique Anatomy tarot deck, this is what the back of the cards look like. And for this reason, I do not read reversals. I don't read reversals anyway, and that is where you would get a card that is flipped upside down like this instead of right way up. This way, it's pretty easy to tell which one is the right way up because the backs are all the same like that. I do have a deck where the backs are not like that, so you'd not be able to tell when they are face down, but I still don't read reversals because I feel like there's enough negative cards in tarot, and reversing just about anything makes it even more negative. Even if you have a negative tarot card, reversing it does not make it positive. So I feel like there's already enough negative cards that can come that I do not feel the need to read reversals on top of that. But in this deck, definitely not, because I would know exactly which way to place the card facing down to know which way is right side up. I do the same thing to shuffle this deck, but I do not use my pendulum to ask which cards, I just pull them. Sometimes I will spread them out like that and see which ones call to me. Sometimes I will just keep pulling from the top. Since this is a newer deck, whereas the other one was not, I am going to ask the pendulum if this deck is going to work for me today. All right, pendulum is giving me a yes, so we're going with it. And I am going to do a traditional Samhain 6-card spread. And I'm just going to spread these out and pick which ones I think should go in each of the 6 spots. There we go, that is my spread, and this is the upper world, underworld spread. So you're looking at cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and they are in pairs. This is life and death, what to embrace and what to let go of. This is courage and fear. This is to celebrate and to contemplate. So let's flip these and see what's in store. So for the life card, we have death, which is super interesting. And then for the death card, we have strength. So first of all, super interesting to get 2 major arcana cards. The major arcana cards are those first 22 that are not in suits, and those tend to represent big themes and things you should pay attention to. And just super interesting that the death card is in the life. So this death card for what to embrace. And then this strength card is what to let go of. So this is more about like what to cut from my life and which 2 I need to move towards and embrace. So death does not always mean the traditional physical death. Death is sort of that like inescapable card, but it is also necessary because you need death in order to make room for new life. So this is all about accepting an ending that is coming in order to appreciate the lighter aspects that will be coming after that, but something does need to end. And interesting that potentially goes along with that forgiveness card that I got in the Oracle reading. So this card is really telling me to embrace that ending and to seriously let something go this Halloween season. The strength card, on the other hand, is telling me what to embrace. And this is a card of quiet resolve and having courage when facing fears or overcoming obstacles. So all about reflecting on values and assessing what needs to change. So in terms of the what to let go of spot, this is to me suggesting that I have a bad habit that needs breaking. So there's definitely something that is dragging me down that I need to let go of. And again, as those 2 cards as a pair are definitely telling me to let go of something that is bringing me down. So let's move over here to courage and fears. This is the Queen of Blades, and Blades is the swords if you are looking at a typical Rider-Waite tarot deck. And then we have the Fool, another major arcana card, as in the fears spot. So for this courage spot, this is, where in my life am I brave? What fears do I openly face and manage to deal with well? And this is a card of observance and independence and just being able to spend time alone while observing my surroundings. So this card is definitely a time of independence, and I agree that is one of my strengths, my places that I have courage and I am brave. I am very independent, and I consider that one of my strongest traits. I am always able to handle things myself. In terms of fears here, this is the Fool, and this is the what sort of fears am I less skilled at navigating for myself, and what do I kind of need to know to tackle next. And this is a card of new beginnings, like a new journey, and the sort of leap into the unknown. And that is definitely a fear of mine that I am not great at. I hate change. I hate new things. I hate going into a situation and not knowing everything about it. I am absolutely the person that if you ask or tell me where we're going to dinner, I will look up the menu before we even get there. I already know what I'm going to order. That's me. So new beginnings are definitely tough for me. So as I'm reading this all together, these two cards so far are something is ending, something needs to end that is maybe like a bad habit, something that's dragging me down. That oracle card, maybe I am holding on to a grudge someplace and I need to get rid of that in order to move on. Something I need to do independently and work on while I'm observing my surroundings. That is something I'm good at, and going ahead and doing that because it's going to be a new beginning. So even though that's scary for me and making changes is scary for me, that would be the best path. And then lastly here we have cards 5 and 6, and this is to celebrate and to contemplate. So to celebrate, we have a rods card that is like the wand in the traditional Rider-Waite, and this is the 4. And then to contemplate is Temperance, which, you know, everybody really doesn't like getting the Tower, but I hate Temperance. I hate this card. It comes up all the time, probably because I hate it. Takes it personally. Anyway, to celebrate. This is literally a card of celebration. That is what this card means, that life is a party and you're the guest of honor. That is what this card means. So that's a good spot for a celebration card, but this is a card of joy, success, harmony, gifts, marriage, all of those things. It is a card of secure roots and being grateful for many blessings, and a reminder that to not overindulge because you do have to get back to work eventually. And then to contemplate, the card of Temperance. This is another major arcana card, and Temperance is the card of patience and balance and moderation, and it's all things that I hate. It is considered one of the most loving cards in the deck, like a really positive one, and a signal that the spirit guides are around and want to step in and offer help. But it is a card of taking notice of your surroundings and situation in order to become more balanced and figuring out how to like make things equal and remove any thoughts and behaviors and just have this sense of like moderation and honesty about any bad habits that you need to kick. So clearly this whole reading here is about some bad habit that I need to let go of, and that is suggesting maybe that forgiveness card from the Oracle deck was more about forgiving myself than anyone else. Because this reading as a whole is suggesting to me that I need to embrace the ending of a bad habit, let go of it, find the personal strength within myself to do it alone, start something new, get rid of that bad habit, and have maybe a good one in its place. Celebrate ending that, and this contemplation card about moderation is just to really reflect on that bad habit and really get rid of it. I have a few ideas of what my bad habit could be, so I might pull some extra clarification cards to get a better idea of that. But it does seem like a pretty fitting spread. The cards really do make sense like that when you read them all together. So that is my Samhain divination and sort of what looks like it's coming ahead for me. If you get any different readings, because tarot cards, they do have a general meaning, but again, they are open to interpretation and open to what is going on in your own life right now. So I would love if you have any other considerations or these cards mean something different to you, any further insights, then please do let me know, because I would love to take those into consideration as I ponder this reading and figure things out in sort of the next 10 days. And that's everything that I have for you on divination. Do go check out magical crafting as well so you can get even more ideas. And let me know in the comments what you are planning for Samhain, if you will be doing any divination, any tarot spreads, a different method than what I have shown here or what you saw on magical crafting. Always looking for ideas, and I love to hear what other people are doing, so do let me know. That's everything that I have for Vlogtober day 22. I, of course, will have the beautiful video from Magical Crafting linked down below, so you can go check it out. And I will see you here tomorrow for Vlogtober day 23.